My name is Rachel Skelley, and I'm a master's student at the University of Texas at San Antonio. I would like to share with you my historical research project. It is titled The Literacy Histories of the American Association of University Women, Understanding this Organization Through Literacy History. I became interested in this project during a recent course on the historical perspectives of the American reading instruction. Our first major assignment was to conduct an oral history. We focused on their literacy history to help understand the interrelated nature of literacy and essential aspects of people's lives. In preparation for our interview questions, we listened to recordings of and read transcripts of slave narratives available through the Library of Congress. We had several guest lecturers who shared their experiences with conducting oral histories. My curiosity was sparked as I remembered a story about my mother and her hatred of the Dick and Jane basic readers. I wondered what must have happened to cause her to hate that series so much. It was through the oral history interview that she realized the reason that she hated those books was because her family didn't look like the family in the illustrations. Another interest was to interview educated women who were born before 1954. I wanted to learn about their literacy history and how it influenced them to pursue their education after graduating from high school. I wanted to learn about what their schools and communities were really like before and after the Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court case in 1954. The primary text that created the theoretical perspective for my research comes from Deborah Brandt's Sponsors of Literacy. Brandt describes sponsors of literacy as agents of literacy. After reading this text, I came to understand that sponsors are those who helped us learn literacy in different stages of our life. Literacy takes its shape from the interest of its sponsors. Brandt reinforces the fact that literacy is powerful and plays an important role in our society. How can oral history interviews serve as opportunities for literacy development? Within this question, I had smaller questions. I was wondering, what themes are reflected? What kinds of things turn up in the scenes of literacy learning? Are there any similarities in early childhood and schooling? What were the influences of a parent's educational background and occupation? Are there any similarities of women in their choice of college or university? My methods of inquiry are oral history interviews and then transcriptions of those interviews. Other methods include scholarly articles and texts. The American Association of University Women, also known as AAUW, is the nation's leading voice promoting equality in education for women and girls. Since their founding in 1881, AAUW members have examined and taken positions on the fundamental issues of the day, which include education, social, economic, and political. The San Antonio chapter of AAUW objectives are to unite members by providing them opportunities for intellectual growth, support quality education at all levels, increase the effectiveness of graduate women in the community, promote the advancement of women and girls. In principle and in practice, AAUW values and seeks a diverse membership. Some of my findings are restrictions in education. For example, Kathy mentioned that she wanted to study accounting because she loved math, but her husband didn't want her to work as a CPA because then she would be working around men. He told her she could only be a teacher because then she would be working with women and children. Forms of literacy extended beyond books in the home. Children had access to public libraries, museums, newspapers, magazines, storytelling, and knowledge of other cultures. There were also personal findings. Other findings related to research, I found that being an insider changes the conversation. Before the pandemic, I helped my mother with hosting monthly book groups. Once I have spoken to participants on the phone and they see me on the Zoom, they're like, oh my gosh, you're Eleanor's daughter. So they are more at ease with their sharing and they're willing to help and assist me however they can. My next steps are to continue scheduling interviews. The current president of AAUW San Antonio affiliate has been very helpful to me. I contacted her about my research and she sent out an email to all of the current members about my request for oral history interviews. My next steps are to continue scheduling interviews. For example, I interviewed someone yesterday. Also, I am open to the guidance from other researchers. Thank you for your time.